Already Charles Baudelaire 100 times already the sun had leapt, radiant or saddened, from the immense cup of the sea whose rim could scarcely be seen. 100 times it had again sunk, glittering or morose, into its mighty bath of twilight. For many days we had contemplated the other side of the firmament, and deciphered the celestial alphabet of the antipodes. And each of the passengers sighed and complained. One had said that the approach of land only exasperated their sufferings. Quo. When, then, quo. They said, quo. Shall we cease to sleep a sleep broken by the surge, troubled by a wind that snores louder than we? When shall we be able to eat at an unmoving table? Quo. There were those who thought of their own firesides, who regretted their sullen, faithless wives, and their noisy progeny. Also doted upon the image of the absent land, that I believe they would have eaten grass with as much enthusiasm as the beasts. At length the coast was signaled, and on approaching we saw a magnificent and dazzling land. It seemed as though the music of life flowed therefrom in a vague murmur, and the banks, rich with all kinds of growths, breathed, for leagues around, a delicious odor of flowers and fruits. Each one therefore was joyful. His evil humor left him. Quarrels were forgotten, reciprocal wrongs forgiven, the thought of duels was blotted out of the memory, and rancor fled away like smoke. I alone was sad, inconceivably sad. Like a priest from whom one has torn his divinity, I could not, without heartbreaking bitterness, leave this so monstrously seductive ocean, this sea so infinitely various in its terrifying simplicity, which seemed to contain in itself and represent by its joys, and attractions, and angers, and smiles, the moods and agonies and ecstasies of all souls that have lived, that live, and that shall yet live. In saying goodbye to this incomparable beauty I felt as though I had been smitten to death. And that is why when each of my companions said, quo, at last, quo, I could only cry and quo, already, quo. Here meanwhile was the land with its noises, its passions, its commodities, its festivals, a land rich and magnificent, full of promises, that sent to us a mysterious perfume of rose and musk, and from whence the music of life flowed in an amorous murmuring.